welcome to the Seventh Dispensation Podcast. Today we're going to be reading a little more from the Holy Book, the Divine Revelation, called Alpha Quine, and the chapter that we're reading from is called In the Mind of God. Alright, so it says, hold on, let me put on my little old lady glasses. Hold on. It says, the fear of death and the love for safety prevents us from obtaining the favor of God. God's favor upon us is to provide us with peace and contentment. This state of peace and contentment can manifest in mind or as a condition of life. God is a man, and it is that knowledge which brings us into the mind of God. Our people have to go through a complete cognitive restructuring in order to break the chains of mental slavery. Cognitive is mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and the senses. Now listen, because I want y'all to understand, because we said that we need to go through cognitive restructuring. So when you say, well, what is cognitive? The Alpha Quine, the Divine Revelation from God, this holy book, says that cognitive is mental action or process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and intuition. So, when you talk about mental action, see, mental action is like thinking. Mental action is interpretation. Mental action is formulating, like putting things together in your mind before you say it or do it. That's mental action. Paranoia is mental action. Love and lust is mental action. Now it's saying that, or the process of acquiring knowledge. So cognitive is also the process of acquiring knowledge and understanding. So it's a process of acquiring knowledge and understanding. So a lot of people, right, they have learned, they got a lot of knowledge in their brain. They done studied a lot of stuff and they got a lot of knowledge. But they don't have the understanding, the proper understanding of what they know. So that means their cognitive needs to be restructured. Because we got to teach you how to obtain knowledge and how to obtain the understanding of that knowledge. Through thought. See, we got to show you how to do it through thought, through experience, or intuition. You know what I'm saying? So now I say perception is the result of gaining knowledge by seeing, smelling, hearing, testing, and feeling, along with the ability to learn, reason, and understand. Our instinct is controlled by our need to support or defend, approach, or withdraw. A cognitive restructuring is brought about by expanding our insight and judgment so that we see a person or thing for what it is, as opposed to what it appears to be. Insight is the capacity to gain an accurate and deep, intuitive understanding of a person or thing. Insight. So judgment is the ability to make reasonable decisions. Now let me just stop there for a minute. The scriptures talk about Judgment Day, right? The white preacher, the white minister, the white pastor, the white scholar told us that Judgment Day was supposed to be a day when everybody's supposed to be killed off. You know what I'm saying? When God gonna come and say, well, you was good and you was bad, and the bad people going to hell, and the good people gonna fly up in the sky and be up in heaven dancing. You know what I'm saying? That's what they told us that Judgment Day was. When God was gonna come and do all this stuff that, you know. But the word judgment means the ability to make reasonable decisions. See, we live in a day and a time, right, where people don't know how to think, where they don't know how to make reasonable decisions. And that's why this book, in this chapter we read, in the Mind of God, right, it talked about reasoning and contemplating. See, when you learn how to reason and contemplate, then you are functioning in the mind of God, right? So when Judgment Day comes, the real Judgment Day, we are to obtain the ability to make reasonable decisions. See, a lot of decisions we make now are emotional decisions. They are misled decisions because we don't have accurate information and knowledge. So we making decisions based on what we know, and the information that we got is false or not accurate. So a day is coming when we are going to be making reasonable decisions, and that day is called Judgment Day. Judgment, the ability to make a reasonable decision. That's what the word judgment actually means. Then it says, decision making is being able to think for yourself in accordance to the nature of yourself. Everything in life and every process of creation has a natural process in which it functions. Reasonable decisions are the result of thinking for ourselves, which causes us to act in accordance to the natural processes of life. Education is the process of imparting knowledge in order to raise the quality of a person's life. Human behavior and community development are the highest degrees of knowledge there are. And the only thing higher is the knowledge of the reality of God. So, human behavior and community development. This book, Alpha Quine, teaches that that is the highest degree. Those are the two highest degrees of knowledge there are. Human development. How to manifest your God-like qualities. And then, what's the other one? Community development. How to build a community, man, that's one. You understand what I'm saying? How to build a community where the people one, man. Those are the two highest degrees of knowledge there are, because everybody can't do that. Let me see you go build a community. Now, when they say build a community, you got to look at what is all in a community. A school, a hospital, a place that provides food for the citizens of the community, recreation center, clothing shops, car shops, the things that you need, medical places, pharmacies. See, that's a community. You got to have all that if you're building a real community. Banking system. See, that's why I say this is the highest degree of knowledge it is, man, to build all of that for people to come and enjoy. And then it says the only thing higher than that knowledge is the knowledge of the reality of God. The knowledge of the reality of God, man. That's supposed to be the highest knowledge you got. The knowledge of the reality of God. And see, when you talk about the reality of something, it means to know the truth of what it really is, man. Now, say we see life from mental images that we formulate in our mind. Fear causes us to see all of the dangers in life. So this is what we will attract, and it is also how we will respond. To certain people or circumstances. So when you go and look at our communities, right, and how violent our communities are, the crime is black on black, brown on brown, red on red. See? So when you look at what the book teaches, fear causes us to see all of the dangers in life. So that's what a scared person do. You ever been somewhere and you go somewhere with a scary motherfucker, man, and they get to pointing out all of the dangers and shit. Yeah, man, it's all dark around that corner, man. Ain't no light down there. You like, man, we still gotta go turn that corner though, homie. Man, it ain't no light, man. It's dark. See, he's looking at the dangers. He ain't looking at, man, we got to go around here, man. I ain't even thinking about it's dark. I just want to get around here so we can go in where we going. You know what I'm saying? Boy, man, look at all them guys standing over there in front of the door. We got to go in there. You know, see, that's a scary motherfucker. Man, look at all the motherfuckers standing in front of the door. Me, see, I be just walking on up, walk right through the motherfucker, go right in that door. You know what I'm saying? But see, a scary motherfucker gonna be looking at all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now let's say, insight is the capacity to gain an accurate and deep intuitive understanding of a person or thing. I'm going to read this last paragraph, then I'm going to shut it on down. Judgment is the ability to make reasonable decisions. Decision making is being able to think for yourself in accordance to the nature of yourself. Everything in life and every process of creation has a natural process in which it functions. Reasonable decisions are the result of thinking for ourselves, which causes us to act in accordance to the natural processes of life. Education is the process of imparting knowledge in order to raise the quality of a person's life. human behavior, and community development are the highest degrees of knowledge there are, and the only thing higher is the knowledge of the reality of God. Then it says, we see life from the mental images that we formulate in our mind. Listen, it said we see life from the mental images that we formulate in our mind. See, we could paint some picture in our mind of some stuff, right? And we'll see everything that we done put in our mind. We'll be picking up on stuff related to it. And that's how we gonna act or respond based on that. So fear causes us to see all of the dangers in life. So this is what we will attract, and it is also how we will respond to certain people or circumstances. We attract danger and respond to danger, whether real or imaginary, according to how it is formulated in our brain. And on that note, I leave you as I came. Peace.